side. Well, good morning, everybody. It's time for Morning Manna. And you probably said, well, Bishop, I know it's time for Morning Manna. I can tell. I can tell time. I learned that when I was in elementary school. I know. I know. If you haven't figured it out yet, we're having a few technical problems. And I'm determined, if at all possible, to have Bishop Miah White on. But we're just having some kind of problem. We're trying to work it all out. So I just wanted to go ahead and begin our morning manna, even though we are really late here, but that's okay. I'm gonna greet some folk. We're gonna talk a little bit, and hopefully, Bishop Miah White will be able to get on because today it's all about the contract on Jesus. The contract on Jesus. Let me say it one more time. The contract on Jesus. It's Wednesday, it's Holy Week, and here is where we're going. We're going all the way to Good Friday. We're going all the way to Good Friday. You see on your screen the powerful speakers who will be ministering the Word of God at Seven Last Words, sponsored by World Vision. Sponsored by World Vision. How about that? Sponsored by World Vision. And it's going to be at hosted by Reverend Dr. Freddie Clark, Shalom Church, City of Peace. You already know it. We looking for you being there in Florissant, Missouri. You already know we really need you to be there. Be there because it's going to be great. It's going to be a great experience as we celebrate at 12 noon. 12 noon, the seven last words ministered by some of the leading pastors, if not the leading pastors in this community and the St. Louis region. Now, I'm going to greet some folk and then we're going to get with it. And prayerfully, Bishop Miah, we've been working back and forth trying to get it squared away. And it just looks like we're having kind of trouble. But good morning, Ella. How are you? Good morning, Deacon Joe. How are you? Good morning, Ramona. How are you? Good morning, Gerald. How are you this morning? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Here we go. Brother Nesbitt, how you doing? Pamela, how are you? Vaughn, how are you? Good morning, my neighbor. Used to be down the street from me. How about that, y'all? Down the street from me, eons years ago, back in high school and all of that. Good morning, Dolores. How are you on this morning? Cece, how are you on this morning? Brenda, how are you on this morning? Jan, how are you on this morning? Laura, how are you? Thanks for hanging in there with us. Good morning, Kimberly. How are you? Good morning, Cynthia. How are you? Vicky, how are you? Thank you guys for hanging in there with us. Lydia, how are you? Lena, how are you on this morning? Annette, how are you on this morning? Glad to see all of you on this morning. We're trying to make it work. Good morning, Verena. How are you? Elder Mobley, how are you? Pastor Richard, how are you doing on this morning? This is a wonderful morning, and we're a little problem having some problems, Z, this morning. Patricia, how are you on this morning? Carolyn, how are you doing on this morning? Regina, how are you on this morning? This morning, you already know it's going to be the text to talk to take away. We're doing our level best to get Bishop White on, Bishop Miah White, powerful woman of God, consecrated bishop in the Lord's Church, and is doing an excellent work on the St. Louis side of the Mississippi here in our region. And she was going to join me. Hopefully, they're going to be able to work it out. If not, we'll just have to make it work. But this morning is contract on Jesus. It's the contract on Jesus. What's happening this Holy Week? What's happening this Holy Week? Now we started Sunday at New Life. It was all about the revolution had already been televised. And that Jesus started at the Mount of Olives. He marshaled his troops. He proceeded to move forward. It was a protest, not a parade. He then says, "Get me my ride." It gets the donkey. You already know it because he has possession of all things. And then, not only that, he moves further into, and they called him king. He does not refute it. He gets to the place and he goes in and says, the whole creation should be celebrating who I am. Because why? I am the king. I'm here for a revolution. And today We have fake people trying to do a fake king as the revolution. So here we are. He goes to the temple, just walking you through. He goes to the temple. He goes past the fig tree, curses the fig tree. Now we're here on Wednesday where the contract is taken out because tomorrow is the Seder meal. Tomorrow is the Seder meal. Don't you dare miss it at New Life. Tomorrow is the Seder meal, and you know that's when Judas comes and betrays him. But the contract was drew on his life on Wednesday. The contract was drew on his life on Wednesday. So I want you to look with me to Luke 22, 3 through 4. And this is what it says. Then Satan entered Judas, called it Iscariot. And he consented and watched for an opportune to hand Jesus over. 30 pieces of silver was the contract on Jesus' life. And it entered into Judas' heart, who was the money changer. He had the money bag. He was the treasurer. And what happens here? It enters his heart. He betrays him. He's a zealot. Some argue that he wants to turn things over, cause Jesus to really revolt in the way that he believes that Jesus should revolt. Nevertheless, here we are. Caiaphas and the high priest and his boys, they set it up. They write a contract on Jesus, and he's trying to carry it out. Judas is. So here we are. Let me help you with this. Here is the talk about the text. The talk about the text is this. Betrayal isn't always loud. It isn't. Sometimes it's a quiet contract. Just because you're in my circle doesn't mean you are circling me with your support. It's an agreement to side with power instead of purpose. Judas didn't just betray Jesus, he canceled his own opportunity to be a part of history in a positive way. Here is Judas. He's been running with Jesus for 3 years. You need to be mindful. Just because folk are with you don't mean they're with you. Hear me. How do I know? Because when we get into the thick of things, when the rubber meets the road, when our backs against the wall, when we're in the corner, when we're about to make that destiny decision, where are you? 3 things about the text. The revolution. Every revolution faces sabotage from within. Every revolution, to include whatever God is doing in your life, you can sabotage your own self if you don't resolve the fight within, as well as the fight without. Here's the second thing. Betrayal starts with consent, then comes compromise. I always look differently at people when I was in the military who, when we're fighting the battle of racism, who were co-opted. They wanted rank over rightness. Yeah, always watch some kind of folk. Here's the third thing. Loyalty is proven in moments of pressure, not praise. Loyalty is proven in moments of pressure, not praise. Remember that. Here's your takeaway this morning. Your takeaway is this. Don't sell out the king to stay close to comfort. Your silence can be a signature on the contract. Don't sell out the king to be close to comfort. Your silence in the moment when people need to hear about the king can be the signature on the contract on killing him in the lives of other people. You already know. The Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. I see you, Mike Brown. I just wanted to shout you out before I close out. Good to see you. Remember, there is noonday prayer today. We won't be in worship tonight because we'll be tomorrow night learning how Jesus converts the Paschal meal, the Seder meal, to communion. God bless you. See you tomorrow morning with more morning manna, and hopefully we will be able to get Bishop White on track. God bless you. Share the manna. Don't keep it to yourself.